This is just a moment dedicated to my mother, my grandmother, my father, all my niggas in the pen, all my niggas that died in the struggle. Love y'all.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number 1. On this episode, I have the privilege of speaking with Rory Sullivan. Rory is an absolute pistol. We've been friends for a few years now, and I'm just super excited to have him on the show. We speak about everything from overcoming fear and adversity to making mindset shifts that are necessary to find your inner self. You're really going to want to stay till the end for this one, guys, because Rory shares with us his why he's in the financial services business, and what continues to get him up every day and drive him towards those goals. So enough out of me. Guys, please enjoy my interview with Rory Sullivan.
So it's you got to see it. So I went into Boyd's to see it. Mm-hmm. From there, you got to believe it to your core.
Right. That is
absolute conviction to everything that you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you got to go achieve it, right? Yeah. So the biggest difference between, I think a lot of people can see it, a lot of people can believe it, but the biggest thing is, hey, can you achieve it? Can you execute the plan? Right? So literally cookbooking it back to, this is my period goal, cooking it back to all of my activity, if you will, in my business that I have to do to get there. I have absolute conviction that if I deliver on everything I said I'm going to do for the next 12 weeks, then I'm going to hit it. And I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to be fitted for the custom suit.
It's just, I have to ask, how do you implement it now? Because you see everybody tries. They try to implement these mantras almost that people like you are able to push across because you do it. So how would you tell someone like me to go be the smartest guy in the room?
I think it's different now, right? When you're in college and you want to be the smartest guy in the room, it's in terms of, hey, just don't throw your future away, right? Don't make a bad decision. I think it's different now in terms of be the smartest guy in the room of, you know what? You're at a networking event, you're at a company party, be the smartest guy in the room in terms of, hey, I see 4 super successful people that if I go up and introduce myself, my hands are going to be sweaty. Be the smartest guy in the room, go hang out with them. Don't hang out with the people that maybe you work with, right?
Exactly.
Be the smartest guy in the room in terms of that. So now it's that same concept, but it's, I want to be the smartest guy in the room of what's the greatest opportunity I have to learn something and to grow and to get uncomfortable. I think that it's all about courage, right? And there's a great Gandhi quote, something along the lines of courage isn't the absence of fear. It's your willingness and ability to overcome the fear, because what you want in life is that much bigger. So look, I still feel fearful every day when I pick up that phone. 20, 30, 40 phone calls. However, I still get the shakes. I still get uncomfortable when I show a big proposal in a meeting. I still feel it. My willingness and my desire to live this life is greater than the fear. So I think that the successful people that I've seen, that I've been surrounded by, I think it's just mini victories every day of just overcoming little bits of fear, right? Every single day, just hammering it out, And I think that if you can just overcome that fear every day, have sweaty palms every day, like now when I feel the sweaty palms, I know I'm growing. I don't think it was like, oh man, my pits are getting sweaty and I'm getting sweaty in the palms. Now I'm growing right now in this moment. And I think that it's really a combination of all of the morning success ritual stuff I've done. But to answer your question, I think the meditation has helped me find my true authentic self, and therefore has cleared the path to, you know what? This is who I am as an individual. This is what I want in life. I don't care what anybody thinks or what anybody says. And I have the path in front of me, right? And now, the path right now is, hey, there's a big mountain that I'm trying to overcome, right?
You just put on this camera,
right?
too?
Yeah, exactly. But I think that for a while, I felt like I was climbing this mountain with a boulder above my head. And all I was doing was just battling myself. That's all.
How did you figure that out? Just through the meditation?
I think once I felt that I became my true inner self, I felt like I was climbing up a mountain with a boulder, and I made it up on top of the mountain. And I threw the boulder, okay? Now, there's another mountain I gotta climb, but I don't have the boulder above my head, right? That's kind of how I feel.
So I think
that once you find your true, authentic inner self, and just become at peace with who you are, and really feel true gratitude every day, feel happiness, and love, and you gotta love yourself. You have to love who you are.
You literally beat me to the point. If that's the case, if legacy is important and all those things are important, what's your why for why you're in this business to create financial stability for yourself, and why will that make you a better person?
So I've shared my why quite a few times with clients, with friends, because a lot of times people are
Treat me
curious.
like a client right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So a lot of times people are curious to know, Rory, first of all, why the heck did you get into this business? You're crazy for doing it. The retention rate's 11%. It's all commission. Why don't you go get a sales job with a nice salary, be comfortable, live a modest life, and that's totally cool. But for me, my why is, naturally it's a story, right? And so it's a story about this guy named Todd.
Okay.
So Todd was a very successful pharmaceutical salesman out in the Bucks County area, right outside of Doylestown.
Okay.
Guy just talked the talk, walked the walk. Good-looking guy.
He's a
college
killer.
athlete.
He's a killer.
He just had it going on, right? Beautiful home in Buckingham. Dog white picket fence, pulling it back, if you will. And he was just really well connected. If you would have went to Doylestown in mid to late 90s, early mid 2000s, and you said Todd in one of the restaurants or bars, I'd be willing to bet you somebody knew who he was, because he was just that type of guy.
Yeah.
And so Todd, after almost 20 years in the pharmaceutical sales business, he decides to make a career change, and he wants to become a financial advisor. So he makes a career change, and it was during 08, so not the best year to be in the business, right?
In any business, unless you're shorting the housing market.
Yeah. And so, he's doing okay. He's dealing with the market, and he's having a little bit of a tough time. So to make a long story short, a little over a year into the business, he finds a lump on his collarbone. And to make a long story short, that lump ends up being a tumor. And he finds out he has stage 4 terminal metastatic colon cancer. Wow. And, I never had the conversation with Todd, but I'd be willing to bet you he had like this holy smokes type of moment where he realizes he just joined an all commission career where he had to spend out a lot of assets to stay afloat to start the business. He's got no life insurance. He has nothing to protect his income. And he's worried. He's worried about what could happen. And diagnosed August of 2008, after a quick, which felt like a long battle, January of 2009, Todd passes away, leaving nothing behind to his family. And the type of guy Todd was, there were, I would tell you, like 500 to 600 people at his funeral. Middle of January, cold night, the church is filled. There's people in the basement watching the funeral on the monitors. There's people literally standing outside just listening to what everybody had to say about Todd. Wow. And out of the 500 or 600 people that were there, I would tell you 99% of them knew that Todd had 2 prized possessions. And the first was his national championship ring from Bloomsburg, which I wear every day as a reminder of my father. And number 2 was his son Rory. And so, as I'm sure you're starting to realize, this is my story, right? And I think that there are really 2 reasons that I'm in this business. Number 1 is there's so many Todd Sullivans out there that look successful, that are successful, that have it all going on, but no one ever called them. And every time I pick up that telephone, I think it's the most important phone call that anybody will ever get. So I recognize I can't help everybody, but I'm sure as hell gonna try. And secondly, my dad only had a year or 2 in this business. He didn't have the full opportunities. You can't build a career in this business after a year or 2, and so it's really my humble duty to fulfill his shoes and fulfill the legacy that he left behind. He had such big goals, big vision for me, and unfortunately we only had 18 years together, so I want to be able to live vicariously through him and find success in this career, but additionally to be able to build something for my friends and my family that I was never fortunate enough to have, that most of the people I know are unfortunate to have. That's why I'm in this. It's all about the legacy. It's all about me giving this reign down to my son, and him giving the reign down to his son, and just carrying the Sully torch of legacy, right? When I think about the idea of legacy, right back to my phone, my dad was 42 when he passed, and so for me, when I'm 43 and I wake up on my 43rd birthday, in my third person story, I describe the life that I have, and I did it. I did it, and I think about it every day. I see it.
Giving me chills, homie.
So I got 203 months until 43, and
that day is going to be incredible for you.
Mm-hmm.
That day, your phone will go off. That timer will go off.
Yeah.
Like, think about what that day will be like.
Yeah.
Now, not only do you now have the vision for your house and everything that you wanted, now you have a vision for that day, and the day where you've said that you felt like you were fighting a battle with a boulder. You tossed the boulder, and now you have a bigger battle. I'm gonna tell you something you probably know but don't want to hear. On your 43rd birthday, because because of who you are, you'll just have another bigger battle to fight ahead of you, and you'll crush that one as well.
I appreciate you saying that,
Dude, thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, thank
Seriously.
you.
So we finished the episode already, but I'm adding this in because Rory, just tell everybody what happened real quick.
So I had a pretty tough conversation this morning with one of my business mentors, and just gave me a pretty inspirational text after tough conversation this morning. It just inspired me about where he thinks I could go and what he thinks I could accomplish in both my business and personally. And so just again get you back to, you surround yourself with great people that believe in you, that see things within yourself you don't even know you have. It's the greatest gift you can
Even
have.
if you thought it was a tough conversation.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
That's
Big
all.
picture stuff.
Thank you.